I have trained more than 100,000 people. I have hired and groomed hundreds of people in my career of 14 years in digital marketing industry. And in all this, I have seen how people have become very successful and how people failed and the system had basically thrown them out from digital marketing industry. If you're a beginner in this industry or you're planning to become a performance marketer or a digital marketer, listen to me very, very carefully. Before getting your first break or job in this industry, you think what's important is what course you have done, what internship you have done, what technical skills do you know, what AI and automation and tools do you know. Trust me, that's not as important as what comes after you get your first job. And that's why in this video, I'm going to show you the actual insights from the industry and from my experience and show you why most digital marketers become useless or stay average, and what probably are the biggest lies that are sold to you before you even start your career. Number one is about accountability and reality. Now, a lot of people on social media and YouTube fantasize this industry that with becoming a performance marketer, you can do this, you can do that, which is true in a very small number of cases. In my case, even digital marketing gave me everything. Presence on social media. I created a business entirely because of my skill about digital marketing. I worked with some amazing companies across the world. I have worked in 12 countries in last 14 years. But that does not mean that this career is all fancy. Even if you're passionate, the work is amazing, it's exciting, but there'll be a lot of days, probably most of the days, when you will have to generate reports which don't mean much. When you will be part of scheduled meetings with the client and you basically have to invent what to talk about because there's nothing to talk about. You have to answer stupid questions. And most of the times when you speak to clients who don't know anything about digital marketing, so they are dumb when it comes to topics related to digital marketing, and they will tell you how to do your job. Though this might not look like a big deal as far as you're getting good salary and a lot of perks, but over time it starts building up. So this is the first reality you have to understand about this career. The other part of reality is that in this industry, if you are an introvert, you don't like to explain things, you don't like to be on top of the things, you don't like to be proactive and take ownership and accountability, this industry is not for you. If you're saying that your job is going to be just campaign creation and you're happy on your desk creating campaigns, all monotonous work, then the system will throw you out very, very quickly. So if you are in ad ops and you think campaign creation is the only job you have to do, you will be held responsible and thrashed probably when the ad account of the client exhausts funds and everyone will ask you, why didn't you tell? So you have to keep track of all those things. These are real instances that have happened in my career, and I'm telling you exactly how you need to think. And at the same time, when you start in this industry, nobody is going to come and hold your hands. Don't expect that you'll walk in a company and somebody will hold your hand and teach you stuff and then upskill you. You have to do all of this on your own. So in this industry, you need to be very, very proactive. I have seen interns working for 6 months and then complaining, we were never given a chance to be part of the strategy team or performance marketing team. And when you ask them to create a report after 6 months, they just add all the CTRs from all the campaigns and say, this is the total CTR. And they never understood that they need to understand all these things, learn on their own, and that's the only way to grow in this industry. So you have to be very, very proactive. The second thing is about empathy. In this industry, if you want to grow or just be a normal performance marketer so that you're not fired or you're not thrown out of the system, you need to have a lot of empathy. What I mean by empathy is at the end, when you are a performance marketer, freelancer working for an agency or whatever, it's a service-based industry. You get paid because you provide a service, you provide your time and your skills. And unlike all the other service-based industries, there is one more thing you need to understand about this profession, which is you spend real money, you spend people's money. So as a result, people will expect you to be very, very serious. And there are two problems that happen. One is baseline wondering. What I mean by that is when you're working with an agency and you have a client who spends $10,000 every week or every day, and then you have another client who spends $250 a day, you lose track of money being money. Money doesn't feel like money anymore because you spend so much more money than you make. If I make $5,000 a month and I'm spending $300,000 for a client, that money stops feeling like money. And for the smaller clients, you lose that touch. And if they ask you a question, you're like, why are they fussy about it? It's just $3,000 spent yet. Why are they asking questions? Why is it not performing and not? And that happens very, very often. So the only people who become successful in this industry is who basically readjust that baseline for them and who feel it's real money. And even if you're working with a big brand, you need to understand you're working with a marketing manager in that brand whose job is online if you do not perform. So you need to be aware of all these things. So what has worked for me in the last 14 years is I always put myself in their shoes. And I'm like, okay, if this $5,000 that was spent on this campaign, if it came from my pocket, my bank account, how would I feel about it? How seriously will I take it? Will I wait for 3 more days to see if the results improve? Or I'll be like, no, that's $900 more. I need to fix this. I need to see. I need to analyze. And this is what has worked for me. The third thing that actually happens even before jumping into this industry is a lot of people, I get a lot of questions. Is digital marketing dead? Or when is digital marketing going to be dead? Will we have a career? A lot of beginners sweat so much about it. And I want to tell them, when that happens, we will have much bigger problems in the world to deal with. Probably 90% of the jobs will be gone anyways. So don't sweat about it. If you have decided or you are interested in this field, it's an amazing industry. As far as you have these traits or you are ready to do it all it takes, for example, the things we discussed. And don't let your mind wander and focus your energy on these things. Just go learn and it'll take you nowhere. I have seen people wanting. Now, I'll give you an example. If we started memberships on our channel probably a bit more than 2 years ago, maybe 54 or 53 months. And if you see, I'll try to add a screenshot. There are people who are added as a member. They have been paying membership fees to our channel from 53 months every single month. And last time we did an initiative that all our initial members, we spoke to them and they all are mid or senior level because they understand the game. They understand it's a learning process. It's a continuous learning process. And some of the freshers I see, they ask me, what's the roadmap to become an expert in 3 months? No, it doesn't work like that. Digital marketing, unless you talk to 3 different clients who come up with 3 different kind of problems and who have 3 different kind of issues, and you understand how to deal with each of these issues, each of these situations, then you are like, okay, yeah, I know how to deal with this. I know how to deal with this kind of client. I know what kind of reports to provide them. I know what their focus is. I know what will calm them down. How to present my initiatives and strategy to them. There's no alternative to this. No matter if you sit with the most genius performance marketer in the world for 3 months, you're not going to learn this until you face these kind of situations. What I'm trying to say is, initially you can learn the technical skills, the marketing fundamentals, land an internship, land a job. And that's when you actually start learning more. And after some time, you become a good performance marketer. The next thing is AI fever. A lot of newbies are struggling with this. I am a big promoter of AI in digital marketing. I even have a course about how to use AI for your marketing, for digital marketing. But what you need to understand is AI is an add-on. Once you have the marketing fundamentals clear, once you know how the strategy works, once you know how to do campaigns, then AI will basically amplify, make you faster, smarter, and it'll give you a lot of advantages. But you cannot directly just start with AI. It doesn't mean anything. And a lot of people are telling me how to become an AI marketer. Can I learn meta ads and cloud integration and I don't know what? And I know a lot of people on YouTube are portraying it like this. Oh, the old era is gone. Now we will show you how to use AI tools with your meta. No, it's not for beginners. You need to understand the basics of ad platforms. You need to understand the basics of online media strategy, the marketing fundamentals. Once you understand that, you have a good grasp, then AI works as an add-on. Because some beginners think that, okay, you know what? I will learn AI marketing. I don't know what that means for a beginner. And then I will already jump ahead of people who have been doing digital marketing for some time. It doesn't work like that. And it's true with some people who have started in digital marketing. I have a business acquaintance. They referred me to another client in Dubai as a consulting. So I basically had a session with them, consulting session. And the owner of the company, he invited his digital marketing executive executive who was probably had 1 to 2 years of experience, and they bought like 1 hour consulting program, and he started with wasting time with, okay, can you tell us if there is a problem? We heard accounts are getting blocked. We want to do AI meta ads integration with Claude and MCP and this and that, all this terminology. And I was like, listen, to be honest with you, you promote VAT and bookkeeping, 2 services, and you have 2 creatives for each of them. Do you expect Claude to run campaigns and get you 10x better results? No, you can do the analysis, go to the campaign, watch the 4 creatives and understand what's working, what's not. It'll take you 2 minutes. Why do you have to go to all this shebang? And they spend a lot of money to buy 1 hour consulting. And so what I'm trying to say is AI is great, but do not fall for this AI fever, which everyone is promoting. And the last thing, I have repeated it so many times in my videos, and I'm telling you again, if you want to be successful in the long term as a performance marketer, the thing that will help you the most is developing this business acumen. Whenever you're working with any client as an intern or freelancer or whatever, you need to focus a lot on understanding their business, how it works, how does their revenue model work, what is their offer, can we change it, how does it impact, what happens post-click, what happens post-lead, what is the conversion rate, how much money are they making, what is the actual ROAS, what is the effective ROAS. And this is the thing that will help you the most, because when you reach a certain level, technical skills doesn't mean anything. You can just hire 3 more people. What matters is understanding their business and creating a strategy that works for them. Basically, how to use ad platforms and online media to basically help their business. You cannot understand that unless you understand their business. And once you reach this point, that is when basically you become capable of going to a business, talking to them, asking right questions, understanding the business, and creating a strategy for them and getting it implemented or implement it yourself. That should be the vision of every performance marketer or digital marketer, that this is the goal, this is my vision, this is where I have to reach. If you set this as a goal, you will find your path and you will always be on the right path in this industry. And that's all for this video. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.